Chorded Notes Nation. Hello, how are you? I am Brian. You guys know that. Those of you who are new to the channel, you don't. Now you do. Um, Welcome back. I hope all of you are well. I hope you are all praising God every day for the wonderful things that you have in life and that He gets you through every single trial that you have. I know I do, and I'm very grateful for it. So today I am going to be doing something unique to my channel. I don't know if anyone's really ever done this. I'm sure they have, but outside of my channel. But I'm going to do it because I thought it would be a really good idea to, I guess, kind of do like a compare and contrast review analysis of a relatively popular song these days, Tennessee Whiskey. This is country, and I don't do country. You guys know that. But I'm open. I mean, this is part of what I do is music reaction, and there's a lot of music out there. What I'm looking for in this particular style of analysis review, it's not really a reaction because I'm not going to be playing the music. I've already listened to the song twice off camera. And what I mean by twice is I'm going to be looking at, or what I did is I listened to the original version by David Allan Coe, and then I listened to the most popular and I believe most recent version by Chris Stapleton. And a little bit of comparing the two songs and maybe some contrast, and then just give you my thoughts on it. And then I did bring up a little bit of background on the song itself, because I think what we're dealing with here is a song that, well, I know it's been done, it's been covered a few times. George Jones is in there as far as someone who covered it, and so we have a song that kind of has a life of its own. That there's a lot of songs out there like that in different genres that people, it's kind of their staple go-to song to maybe cover. The one off the top of my head from like rock and roll and blues would be Crossroads. That's a very popular one. Robert Johnson, and then was it Cream, I believe. And then everybody else who's probably picked up a guitar other than me has learned how to play that song. I'm sure I will, because now I'm going to have to. It's kind of an embarrassing admission there. So, anyways, a little bit of a basic on this. The song Tennessee Whiskey was originally written, and I'm looking at notes here, I took some notes, by Dillon and Linda Hargrave, and was released on the album Tennessee Whiskey by David Allan Coe in 1981. His counterpart, Chris Stapleton, released it on his debut studio album, Traveler, in 2015. So you have quite a bit of time that has passed there. 36 years? 34. Sorry, my math. Don't worry about my math. I don't. And I always seem to get it wrong. So, well, first of all, the lyrics were the same. Okay? I'm going to start with the comparison. I'm going to do a little bit of contrasting as well. The lyrics were the same. Obviously, it's the same song. Musically, it was slow tempo, both of them. Probably 2/4 time. I didn't even actually count, but that's what it seemed to be. In the chorus, in both songs, there were backing vocals. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, well, you had guitar, bass, and drums. And it's a little bit different from one to the other, and that's what I'll talk about in the contrast. the lyrics, they're the same. They're comparing their woman lover to alcohol. Who does that? I don't know. But I guess if that's a good way to compare it, go ahead. Contrast. So David Allan Coe has more of this old school country twang to his voice. And those of you who listen to the older country, you understand what I'm talking about. Whereas Chris Stapleton has more of the soulful, bluesy dynamics in his singing. And they're both very... what's the word I want to say here? They get your attention, but in different ways. It's almost seductive. And I don't mean that in an impure way. I'm just saying the word seductive. It kind of draws you into the music and kind of gets you flowing with the music. But they have their own vocal style that they apply to the song. So here's what's really interesting about that, right? So you have the same song that has the same lyrics, that has the same tempo. Two different vocalists apply their vocal styles to it, and you don't necessarily get two different outcomes, but the way they approach it vocally is different, but they kind of get to the same outcome as far as the feel is concerned, which I think is really cool. I enjoy that. That was a really nice opportunity to... I don't think I've ever really listened to either artist. I'm sure I've heard them in the background somewhere, wherever I've been. That David Allan Coe, he sounds familiar to me, his voice, and that's probably... I know my parents used to like to listen to country from time to time, and that was, back in the early 80s. I was still... I wasn't even I was getting close to preteen, but at that time, I would have been, well, probably about 9. So I don't remember too much of that, but of that time. But that voice, there's something familiar about it, and maybe even the song itself I've probably heard. So another contrast there was a lot more bass guitar in Chris Stapleton's version, and that really got to my attention. First of all, let me sidestep for a second. The recording technology different, absolutely different. There's more richness in Stapleton's recording version, and that's got to be the equipment. Okay, so much development in the area of electronics and recording since 1981, but it's just such a fuller, more rich, endearing sonic experience. The vocals, they had backing vocals in both. With David Allan Coe's version, I believe it was both male and female vocalists. It may have just been male. It was a little hard to distinguish, but there was more than one backing vocalist. Whereas with Chris Stapleton, all I could identify was one female vocalist backing him, and that was like in the pre-chorus, chorus area of the song. There was a guitar solo in Chris Stapleton's version, which is why his version was 4 minutes and 53 seconds long, whereas David Allan Coe's was 2 minutes and 58 seconds long. So there's your little bit of your compare and contrast. There's not a whole lot more to be able to be said about that. Now, as far as my opinion about the song, it's certainly a song that I wouldn't mind hearing again. I'm not going to go out of my way to listen to it. And that's no offense to you guys. It's just I'm not a big country fan, and maybe one day I will be, and this will be on my list of songs that I have to hear. But I certainly wasn't turned off by it. Like I said before, I don't... comparing, a woman's love or your love for a woman or whatever to different types of alcohol. That's not my style, folks. That's that's an odd way of going about it, but hey, it worked for him, so who am I to say? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I have for this. You let me know if obviously this is a work in progress. I really want to start doing this compare and contrast, and I'll do it with other songs that have been covered. But I'd like you guys to comment below respectfully, maybe what you liked and what you think could be better. And then, of course, thumbs up, thumbs down also helps me to understand, if this format of reviewing a song works or not. So there you have it. Tennessee Whiskey ×2, compare and contrast. That's it. That's all I got. I hope you guys are well. I really do. I hope everyone's well. It's been a crazy month and a crazy year. Just crazy time altogether. But God's still on his throne. Joshua 1:9. Read it, get it in your heart, and live it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.